Hey, everybody. Welcome to Joe's Minibike Reunion podcast. I've got a squeaky chair, so I'm going to be using a little, should I use the brake clean or the power lube?
Power lube.
All right, I'll use the power lube. Thanks for joining us. We're back. We're back in the saddle. I'm here with Evil Ed. Ed, welcome.
Thank you.
Well, everything we do, it rains now.
What's the heck?
The event.
It never rains in Southern California.
Well, it rained on the big JMBR event, but who cares? Tonight is the big post-event celebration. We're going to talk about all the award winners. I want to thank all of those folks who brought their bikes, all the spectators who came out and cheered us on, and all the sponsors. And we'll begin by thanking our sponsors of the podcast as well as the event, our friends from Pioneer. We'll be giving away, Ed, what is this? This is a new receiver, and it's got all the fancy stuff, Ed. It's got the Bluetooth hookup, the Pandora hookup, Spotify. We're going to give this away to whoever you want to, Ed.
What is a Pandora hookup?
That's an opportunity for you to go to a place like Pandora and select from a menu of music that you may like to download or play through your phone. Okay. Yeah, it's a new shit. It's a lot different than the 8-tracks, man.
Well, yeah.
Right? Remember the 8-tracks?
Yeah, I had a bunch of those.
So we'll be looking at the winners. Ed's got a list of some of the award winners. I've got a couple things to talk about myself. But thanks for coming back to the podcast. It's been a while.
Yeah, month.
Did you get lost coming out here?
Coming out here, I almost turned on the wrong street. It's been so long.
I missed you.
I missed you too.
I did. And then it got crazy, with all the things that happened in California, good, bad, or indifferent.
SEMA and
yeah, we had SEMA right after the show. We had the big event, and then we had to go back to work like everybody else did, right? Went to Vegas, came back, and was trying to get into the mode, and then it got crazy with shootings and fires.
More fires. And
I know you and I reached out a time or two because it's been quiet. We haven't talked. I haven't talked really to many folks, and then I wasn't feeling it. I don't know about you. I was like in a funk for a couple weeks.
We needed a little break.
Yeah, it was all that too.
Leading up to the reunion and everything, and
yep,
it's like, oh, it's done, it's over.
Yeah, there was a certain relief about that. I was struggling the night before because it was raining so much, and I was just worrying about whether we would be able to even pull it off. So I think that we've got a lot of good things to talk about because the fact is that all the guys who, and again, I think to all the participants who came out, it was great. And those who came brought some strong bikes. Mm-hmm. We met some really cool people, and we had about a good of a time.
Arizona boys came out.
Yeah, that was
They were
nice.
having a good time.
Yeah, we had a lot of local guys came out as well. Thank you. All of our guys from AV, Jake Moe and Fredo, as well as Midgie and all the other guys. I think Jake had the family come out, and it was tough. You imagine bringing your family from Palmdale, fucking pouring rain. At what time they must have had to leave at 6:00, and it was just one of those things where I'm glad that we got it in. There were some benchmarks there, particularly the fact that we were selected by Honda as one of the first events to publicly display that monkey.
The monkey bike.
Which has gone on to huge success. In fact, I see some of these guys trying to mark them up. You know how when bikes first come out, they try to gouge you?
Right.
They're trying to sell these things for $6,000, right? On Craigslist. But you just have to wait. Like I think I was talking to my man Jonah McCaslin. Toby came out, his brother. In fact, his brother won one of the awards. He had, we'll talk a little bit more about it, but he's always building either these small scale semis. He brought out something really unique from the show. I don't know, for some reason I'm having brain fade now, but he came out. Jonah was talking about the price of these new monkeys being inflated. You go to one dealer and you could get one for $4,100 out the door, and then another dealer was $4,500, and then one other one would be
$48,000.
So it's like, hey, look, that happens when you have to have them. These certain people. I was almost one of them, and mine came in, and I didn't get it. I told you about it earlier. I was just, I figured I'll wait. and we'll see what else is going on. But hey, we got some award winners. How about you? What have you been up to? I saw that you were you kind of let the cat out of the bag. You had something new to the collection, but it had 4 wheels now.
4 wheels, yeah. I got a Bonanza go-kart, probably like a 64 or 63, lightning bolt badge on it. Needs a lot of work, but I'm jazzed.
I saw the picture. In fact, we'll try to get the picture to E, and E will post them up. E, are we gonna carousel the photos from the event? Sure. So Nikole, the daughter, as I affectionately refer to, Nikole Lynn Photos, for those of you who want to check her out online, she did a really good job. Not just because she's my kid, and I'm proud of her, but she did a really good job with the photos. In fact, obviously, E, you did a great job as well. We had a good group of photos, and because of the weather, the photos are the only thing. In fact, Scott Colleen, who is a famed automotive photographer, I saw him at SEMA during the event. And he was also commenting about the photos. And that's really all you have after the event are the photos, right? So Nikole took over, I think, 200 photos that we've posted intermittently on the Facebook page. And he's going to run a smaller, take a square out of the screen, and he'll run some photos of Nikole's handiwork at the show. And hopefully you'll have a chance to see some of your own photos while you're in there. But what I loved about them...
She was taking pictures the whole show.
She was.
She took the pictures as you came in.
Yeah.
And she took pictures. Every time I saw her, she was holding the camera, taking a picture.
Well, it was very appreciated, not only on my behalf, but everybody else, because we got a lot of compliments from the Facebook followers in the JMBR family who not only had expressed a good time, but they also enjoyed seeing the photos that you took. So thank you, Nikole, for that. And hopefully we'll have a chance to continue that. She has a handful of other photos that she hasn't had a chance to edit. She doesn't like to just send me the photos. She likes to touch them up. And you know what I liked about them the most, the photos, and you guys can probably agree as well, is that, look, I love the bikes. The bikes are, and we had some really cool bikes.
Yeah, we did.
In fact, I can't wait to get to them. You'll probably be seeing some of them soon. They were really well built. That little Indian with that big old 5 horsepower with that cool little intake. And I mean, that was like, your pick. Mark Lasky's bike.
That was nice.
The Flea that F&B built.
Oh, yeah.
With
the little tricycle seat on it.
Yeah. The one we had a sneak peek at when we were shooting the show. Not only shooting the shit, but we were shooting the show out there. We had a chance to see that bike when it was all apart. So there were some really cool bikes, but it's the people. And there's that one photo that shows, in fact, I want to thank him again. Rafa from GTS with the bike and the giveaway. Great bike. And hopefully some other folks had a chance to see it like we did and put their money where their mouth is and step up and buy a GTS bike. Probably still one of the best values out there for a mini bike. He came through, but there's a photo of his son who won the last JMBR jacket. And there's a photo of him where he's just looking back, and he's got the jacket's a little bit too big for him. The sleeves are hanging down.
He'll grow into it.
But it was photos that captured you and Justin and
Temecula Bob,
Cliff. There were the photos of Charles and let's get right to it. I mentioned before the podcast. I asked you. I said, Ed, there's a new star at JMBR. And I said, now don't go guessing. Save it for the podcast. But you started spitting out some names. You said Ian. You said Jake Moe. Who else did you say?
Joe Petralia.
Joe Petralia from Arizona.
Yeah, and I'm like, I don't know. You keep
saying
no. You keep saying no. I said, I don't know.
Devonce Carter. Are you kidding me?
Oh.
That dual engine bike.
Oh, the dual engine bike. Yeah.
He was a new kid in town. Not only Charles MDB, but the other Charles came out with some great bikes. That was fun to see. But seeing all those photos of everybody getting together, everybody talking, I loved it. I love those photos. And we had a lot of good photos as well. If you do have them, go ahead and hashtag them JMBR and post them. With all this said, Ed, look, let's give an idea of what's happening here. I want to jump on the phone quickly, and I want to call our friend Jack Boyd.
Okay.
Jack is with 818 Minibikes. I think they're up here somewhere. Oh, you see all the T-shirts?
Right above you, yeah.
Maybe you can scan these at some point too. We've got I think there's like 21 T-shirts that I have that I had access to. I have plenty of others that I just don't have access to. Like I'm looking now for my F&B shirt, for example. There's several others that I just don't have, but there's about 21 vintage minibike T-shirts here, and one of them is 818 Minibikes and my friend Jack Boyd. And I wanted to call Jack because Ed and I went on their 818 Minibike parade in the Valley, which we'll affectionately, was it Canoga Park?
No, it was Mission Hills, Granada Hills.
So it's kind of the Valley for us,
Yeah.
right? Jack single-handedly put together and made the effort to get us all together, and you and I,
Christmas parade.
yeah, a little Christmas parade. We met up with I don't know if there was 25, 35, 50 bikes.
There was a few bikes there.
Yeah, and we all got together, and we were able to ride our bikes on the city streets to get from where he had arranged a nice little spot for us to stage, right? We had a chance to get in a couple hot laps. You had the Bonanza.
I had a hot lap.
I had Frankenstein, and I'm looking forward to going again. In fact, I'm so anxious that I think we've got the Bonanza chopper ready to go. And Ed, because anything can happen, I put together a little. Oh, watch that!
What?
I put together a little tow rope.
A tow rope.
Little setup just in case I may find myself in the situation where I need to get towed. I don't want to bring up anything, but you had a little incident last year, and I thought that may come in handy between the two of us, right?
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to try to go through this 818 event, and Jack is going to hopefully be available for us. We're going to call him up, and he's going to give us some of the highlights of the event. And if you guys are local and would like to maybe attend, Jack will tell you all the reasons why you should. Let's see here. All right. If he's not available, we'll try him a little bit later on in the show, because that's the number 25.
You've reached Jack's voicemail. Operators, transfer the call now. Sorry, I can't take your call. You've reached the voicemail for...
Hey, Jack, we'll try a little bit later on in the show. But with that said, I don't want to get into too much detail about his show because I do think I'll be able to get him after the break. We're going to go to my man, Rye Watts. Rye is my contact for the upcoming Watts Christmas Parade, which is infamous, and tons of folks go. And if I'm able to, I'm going to try to get to that event as well. The Jack Boyd event is this coming Saturday, which I believe is the 2nd or 3rd. And then the following weekend is the Watts Parade.
Watts.
Yeah. You think we're going to do our best to go, right?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see if we can get Rye Watts on the line here. And Rye's going to give us an update on what's happening with the upcoming Watts Parade.
Hey, yo, this is Rod here.
Hey, Rye, it's Joe and Ed from Joe's Minibike Reunion podcast. How you doing, brother?
Hey, Joe, how you doing, my man?
We're all right. It's been a little while. We're just recapping all the big event winners from the Big Joe's Minibike Reunion show. And I wanted to reach out to you. I know you and I were just going back and forth online on Facebook, and you had given me an opportunity to maybe attend the upcoming Watts ride, and I thought, hey, it'd be nice to maybe have you on the show. You got a minute or two you can spend with us, Rye?
Yeah, I sure do, man. First of all, I want to thank you and Ed for allowing me this opportunity. I really appreciate that. Give a shout out to my crew, Squirrel Gang, and all the other people that make up Compton Minibike Life community. So starting off with the parade. The parade is on December 8th. It's a Saturday. It takes place every year. It's actually the 53rd annual Watch On Christmas Parade, where a lot of different organizations come out, whether they be with bicycles, bands, marching, all kinds of stuff, acrobatics, you name it, they come out. And we actually lead the parade with mini bikes, and this is to, kick it off with a bang. Many children come. Last year went off with success. It was great. We had a lot of riders come out. This year, what we want to try to do is we want to try to push more safety. We want everybody to have on helmets and to ride safe and everything like that, because having a helmet, wearing a helmet is something that we're trying to push, and we're going to have some more, incentives for that coming up. But anyway, back to the parade. This is fun. I want everybody to come out, bring your bikes, bring your helmets. It's on December 8th, Saturday, in front of WLCAC is Watts Labor and Community Action Committee. It's located in Watts. It starts off at 108 Central approximately, so we can meet up there. Everybody come meet up with me at 11:30, no later than 11:30, because the parade actually starts moving at 12 o'clock. It starts moving through Watts. We have police. PD is there. They're there watching. We want to put on a good show for them and show them we know how to ride safely and bring mini bike awareness and safety out there. So it's going to travel through Watts. It's about the only time that, people come out to the community such as Watts and actually see what the community is about. And it's really eye-opening, because for the spectators, for the bystanders, everybody that's out there, they really get a kick and they really enjoy seeing the mini bikes and understanding what it is that we do. So hopefully, Joe, maybe you two, Ed, you guys can come on out and join us, man.
Thank you, Rye. We, I feel bad that I wasn't as aware of the history behind that event. I love the fact that it covers, that whole spectrum. I saw something like I missed the Doodah Parade. It's in Pasadena. Every year I've been wanting to go to that. That's an event that's been going on for a long time, and it's got a little bit of a different twist, which is what I really love. You touched on something that's really dear to us, which is, we see so many of the good times captured on videos and images posted on Facebook, and we actually see a lot of racing footage because we live in SoCal and it's so popular. But I continue to cringe because a lot of guys still are, no helmet, in flip-flops, wearing a little white tank top. And I, even now, I still see Home Alone, and he's out there with my Dickies jacket, and he's going like 90 miles an hour, and that Dickies jacket ain't going to do fucking anything for him. So I'm all behind what you're doing with the helmets and the protective gear, Rye. I'll contribute to that. I have some helmets that I graciously received from American Honda when they came to our event. And I probably have 2 or 3 of them that I would love to make arrangements to get to you. We'll talk about that off air. Just hit me up, and I'll get the helmets to you. I'll either bring them if I'm able to attend, which is I'm going to try. And then if not, I'll make arrangements to either drive them down or have them sent to you UPS so that you'll have some helmets to give away. Who are some of the guys? You mentioned the Squirrel Gang guys. I had a chance to meet a few of the guys. I'm embarrassed to say that I just don't remember their name, because during the event, I don't remember shit. I'm running around there. So,
too many people.
But I did remember it was a good feel. And I've always wanted to, Rye, maybe you can help me, is get some of those guys from the Squirrel Gang racing team, and maybe even some of their competitors. I'd love for them to come on and be on the podcast and talk even a little bit more about maybe what people think they know about these guys over some video or over some image, but maybe there's a story that is much deeper that can be told about some of these guys that are making a name for themselves racing, and we'll shine a little light on them. We'll let them be ambassadors to help some of the younger enthusiasts with protective gear. And in the meantime, I love you for what you're doing to help rally the troops so that you can get a good turnout for this upcoming event. One more time, if folks wanted to get a little bit more information, what would be the easiest way for them to get a hold of you or find out more info?
The best way to get a hold of me is either on our Facebook page, Compton Minibike Life, or you can go to Instagram, Compton Minibike Life. It's Compton _ Minibike Life. Or you can direct, all the personal inquiries to my Instagram, which is Rymode, RYEMODE. Again, that's RYEMODE. I'll answer any of your questions, and I do appreciate, you guys taking the time out, and we will talk more offline about, some upcoming things we can get in place, and also rally the troops together so that we can, shed more light on what we do out here in Compton.
Yeah, Rye, you know what you need to do, man? And I could tell because you're really well-spoken, and I think you're really genuine at heart. You ought to do a podcast just on the racing activity that goes down there. I think it'd be really niche, and maybe you guys can try out, so to speak, get a little dry run by being guests on the show. So we'll talk a little bit more about that too, because I think it's definitely worth it. There's a lot of good things happening down there. Ed and I have had a chance to hang out. We've gone down there and spent some time, some of the racing, and we enjoy it. I just wish we can get to a place where we know it's going to be safe and everybody can have a good time. Thanks for spending some time with us on the podcast, Rye.
Yeah, that's what we're pushing for. Thank you again for your time, and hope to see you all there. And y'all have a great evening. Okay.
Late.
See you, Rye.
Nice. Very cool. Thank you,
All
Rye.
right on.
Yep. I think that would be good. Because, I'm not as deeply involved where I know all the racers, nor do I go to every race, nor do I know who's building what on the side. I think there's some good stuff there. I actually think that hardcore street racing mini bike scene is much more of interest as a TV show, as a small niche TV show, than even some of the shit you and I are talking about. Because look at it, when you look at these new shows on Discovery.
Well, I raced my bike down there in Compton.
Oh, you were a legend down there.
But now there's too many. There's
That's
gangs down there, Squirrel Gang and
Fast Lane,
Mini Life.
Yeah.
And, Fast Lane and East Side Racing and Charles Mosley. And, Charles was there before, but all these people now.
And I do think that there's some good stuff happening. Those guys are just needing a voice and needing a little bit of sponsorship and a little bit of help. And I think that they do have a big enough reach where they can get the safety across. So we're going to donate some helmets to them, Ed. That would be good. And thank you again, Rye, for reaching out. That was very cool. So, look, let's get into some of the award winners, and then we're going to hopefully after the break we'll get Justin Eichler on the phone. Now I know you and Justin have had a chance to not only work on the go-kart recent purchase, but you guys have been going back and forth and kind of hanging out a little bit.
Yeah, I went and hung out with him for a while there.
Yeah, and he was it was his first opportunity to come to our event, Ed. So I thought what would be nice is to get that perspective from an
See
enthusiast.
what he thought about it.
Yeah, who was really into the scene, who would then have a chance to come out. I see that he's won an award, as well as quite a few others. So how about we get into that? This was the I guess we'll start off with what I think is probably, in my view, one of the most coveted prizes, and that was the Brad Elsie People's Choice Award, and that went to the guy that I told you was the hot guy in JMBR, Devance Carter, with his dual engine drag mini. I mean, it was. In addition to winning the People's Choice, it was an Outstanding Achievement Award winner. And there's something about him. He's a really nice guy. He's a really hardworking guy. I always see him posting pictures of food.
Yeah, what's up with the food?
He's fucking
trying to make everyone hungry.
Well, he'll put a post out. That's why you can't be friends with everybody on Facebook, right? Because it'd be 11 o'clock and he's making an In-N-Out burger run. Who wants one, right? And it's like you start thinking about In-N-Out burger. But he came across. Congratulations, Devance, for not only coming out, but coming out strong. And you'll be the defending People's Choice winner. And I guess he had the baton handed over to him from our man Ian, right? Because Ian was the People's Choice Award winner. Congratulations again to you. That bike continues to get thumbs up. In fact, he won an award too. Ed, it'd be a good time to thank our judges, which you are a part of. Jake Moe, thank you. Ian, thank you. Midgie, thank you. Cliff, and Ed yourself. We also had some help from Bing Flores from the Honda Grom Lifestyle social media group and a big influencer. I want to congratulate the Hall of Famers.
Oh, yeah.
How about those pictures with you and Hall of Famer Temecula Bob?
We look like brothers.
You did. It were some of the.
It was scary. I was like, which one's me? Which one's me?
It was, these events are far from like money makers. I joke with Joe Petralia. Joe was out here from Arizona. He's helping me with a couple things. And we were just bullshitting about some things. It's like, these things are far from money makers. It's like,
someone had told me my twin was out there, and I'm like, what? Not this early. And then I look around and say, oh, shoot, there's Temecula Bob wearing all the same stuff I'm wearing.
Seeing those photos, and I felt the same way. It's like,
Gray
it's as if these guys called each other.
Black jackets.
They don't look too happy to be here, but they're kind of here. They're, they got a genuine look on their face, and people were just loving it. And that's just an example. Looking at that photo was just an example of why we do that, to get everybody together. So that was cool. And congratulations to him as well as Ray. Ray Matrina from Little Indians.
Yep.
I sent them, I made 2 of those blow up covers, and it had a picture of Ray and his 3 brothers.
Yeah.
That stoic historical photo of the Little Indian brothers. And I also had a picture of Bob and his dad when Bob was a young kid in that little race car. And I made those blow-ups, and I sent a plaque to Ray as well as one of those blow-up covers, because he wasn't able to get there, but I wanted to make sure that he knew that we were giving him some love. And I realized it from looking at the photo of Bob with his plaque that they misspelled Bob's name, which is, Olivero with ending in an O or an A. He's an O. A is very, so we had to get a plaque fixed for him. But seeing him, and thank you for coming. I wish that Gerald was able to come and see that. But, Gerald is, he's busy like everybody else, and it was raining. Depending on where you lived that morning, it was like fucking typhoons, man.
I thought he was going to come out with Bob.
Well, me too. But hey, the fact that Bob came is really, with all due respect to Gerald, that's all that really mattered, right? The drag bike winner. This shouldn't be a big surprise here. Charles Mini Drag Bike, Mosley, MDB. Congratulations, Charles. And also special recognition to Charles Gant. He had the Silver Beast, that drag bike. That was really nice. In fact, there's a case that could have been made where Charles Gant bike could have flipped with Charles MDB. Those bikes were extremely nice. And what do you expect?
Right.
But heads up and congratulations to Charles for that. AB, Alfredo Barrios with Blockzilla. That came in second place within the drag bike section. That drag bike section is really why people come. The hardcores, Ed. When you see the big groups of guys, they're not around the Little Indians,
Right.
They're around those fucking fire-breathing bikes. And there was a picture of Charles MDB with the Superman shirt on, holding court. I love that photo too. That's another example. And some of these photos are coming through on the carousel. Thank you. Jake Moe, his drag bike finished third. And it's tough because Jake's a judge.
Yeah.
And there's a contingent of folks that would think, oh shit, if a judge bike wins, then it's fixed. Or it's like, I told those guys, like, look, don't be a dick and vote for yourself. It's like, I give everybody enough respect where I'm not worrying about that. It's no different than Ian winning when he was a judge.
Right.
The bikes speak for themselves. So don't feel as if your bike can't be in contention because you're a judge. And if it should be voted in, then do it. And Jake's bike won. And there's a case to be made where Jake's bike could have came in first place too. So
I came in first.
Well, you came in first.
Survivor.
Oh, the Survivor?
Yeah, this is for my 64 Bonanza.
Oh, that was popular. Yeah, because you don't see another one of those bikes. How'd the rest of that go? That category?
Oh, let's see here. The Survivor.
You came
Runner-up was Steve Felt's CT70.
Yeah, that was a nice bike. That was clean.
Yep.
Yep.
And best under construction went to Justin Eichler with his Steens trail bike.
Yeah, and Justin has, Justin could have bought one of 100 bikes, and he could have assembled anything. because he's got so many bikes down in his collection, right? So we'll find out a little bit more about what he was thinking with those bikes that he brought. Congratulations to him. And guess what? I think within that category that we had the wrong trophies. So I've got to redo some trophies. One of the trophies that Justin won, I didn't have it.
He mentioned.
Yeah,
that
so
the
I'll
other
get
day,
that
yeah.
fixed. I have a box. I don't know how it is that I can still bring back a box of trophies. You know, I still have a lot that were left over. Who are some of the other? Cross that one out at the Survivor class, Ed, so you don't go through that one again.
Why? I like hearing my name.
Who won that class, the Survivor class?
I did.
Oh, who you did? Congratulations. The restored class was Mark Lasky and that bitchin' Flexo that he had.
Mark Lasky won a couple of them.
Yeah, and then
He
Kevin
won
Rosen.
my award too, the Evil Ed Award.
Mark Lasky did.
He's with the Super Fleet.
Yeah, see, that was nice. He had 2 bikes, both award winners. Kevin Rosen came in second place with the restored class with the F&B bike. That was that little Indian they put together.
Right.
And then Nick Jensen.
No, was it the Bug Flea? Wasn't
He did both of them.
Oh, he did both of them.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Nick Jensen finished third place in the restored class. So congratulations to Mark, Kevin, and Nick, respectively, in the restored class. Who else did you have on your sheet, Ed?
The WTF Award.
Oh, the What the Fuck Award. Yeah.
Harold Breed's Rust bike.
Do you remember that one?
Yes, I do.
So Harold comes in. I'm in the middle of the event, and it's like mid-event. And he's trying to come through the gate, and one of the guards just was trying to, stop him and figure out what was up. And he finally get in there, and he was gangbuster. So he calmed him down, got him all set up, got him happy. And I'm glad he won because that was a cool bike. He had just about everything he could possibly get his hands on welded or tacked onto that bike. And he's an older guy. He was representing, he's like your age, right?
Yeah, he's probably
Yeah. And he came through in some of those photos. He was having a good time. He also won something else, I think.
Did he?
Yeah. So everybody won something. If not, we stood in line there for like a half hour just giving out T-shirts, different T-shirts. Everybody had something, man. All right, so who else won, Ed? What other classes do you have there?
Let's see. We have
I got the
the
chopper.
Rat Award went to Justin Bell's Hound Dog.
Oh, that was a popular bike.
Yep.
Congratulations, Justin. Yep. Who was second place?
Second place was
Get
Vince
right in that mic.
Morelli. Vince Morelli
Vince Morelli.
was second, and Bob Turk's Dino Fink was third.
Yeah, that guy. He just decided to come the morning of,
Yeah.
and he rode it up Latuna Canyon, right? In the rain.
In the rain.
And he had on the denim with the leather, like he was dressed the part.
Yeah.
He did really well. Congratulations to that. Repeat those 3 again. I know.
It was, let's see, Justin Bell's Hound Dog.
Congratulations. He's from AZ. Justin. Yep.
Yep. And then Vincent
Morelli.
Morelli.
Yep.
And Bob Turk's Dino Fink.
Great. All right. So we had a chopper class that was newly added to the judging. I didn't bring any of my choppers. I definitely can't win. We'd have all kinds of problems if any of my bikes won. But the chopper class, Kenny Rosler with his little Indian, that was, I think, that yellow one that was off to the side there. And then
Right.
the runner-up again was the Dino Fink, owned by Bob Turk. Congratulations again, Bob. So not only did Bob win your class, we also won second place in the chopper class. Congratulations to him. Who else do you have, Ed?
Well, I got the best Grom went to Neil Kenoy.
Where is he? Oh, yeah, Neil's
Neil
bike.
Kenoy.
Yeah, there's a lot of nice Groms there.
And the best Ruckus went to Carl Santiago.
Congratulations, Carl. Yes, Carl called in like a few days before the event, wanted to know how he can get involved, and he came out and he won. Isn't that cool?
Then I have the open class winners, Joe Petralia's CT70, followed by AZ Pal Dallas Guffrey's
Yeah, Dallas
popular
Guthrie.
drag bike.
Yeah,
and
that-
then Ian Cordova's Taco.
Yeah, nice. Congratulations, Ian, Dallas, and Joe, and all the guys who came out from Arizona we really appreciate. John Benet came out. Who else? Jay, I believe. Thank you guys for coming out.
And then I have more than 2 wheel awards. Went to Michael Ludking's kart, and the runner-up went to Toby McCaslin's mini semi.
Yes, the mini semi. That was Toby is the guy I mentioned earlier. His brother Jonah and I were talking about the prices of the Groms. Yeah, congratulations.
That was pretty cool.
He just shipped out. He was making Toby builds these fiberglass bodies of. Do you remember the first year they had that green mini semi? Well, he builds big, huge ones now. He's making one for a Shriner.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's sending it back to the Midwest. He's building out of pallets a crate to ship it. He does that on the side. Him and his brother Jonah are really 2 of the coolest guys that I've met. They're longstanding California guys. They've been with the Minibike event for a long time. And it was awkward, I think, because Toby posted that he won the class. And I mentioned that I think he was one of the winners, but wasn't the first place winner. And
yeah,
it got a little awkward on Facebook over it. I said, dude, I don't give a shit. First place, second place. I'm just glad you came, right? So I've got a vintage class to announce, Ed. It was Kevin Rosen's Bug Flea, the one that we were talking about.
Yep.
Really nice bike. Congratulations on that. Followed by Renee's 65 Taco Burrito. That was a really clean bike, too. And then Justin Eichler with the 68 Taco 44 finished 3rd. Congratulations. And that may have been the class where I had the wrong trophies.
I think that's,
yeah. Okay. So we'll, he'll probably remind us about that, huh?
Yeah.
How many other classes do you have there, Ed, on that sheet?
I have the Dyno Champ with Devon's Carter's drag bike.
That's what it was.
I have the Joey Award.
Hold on. What was the number on the dyno?
32.5 horsepower.
That's a lot, man. It's a lot. He did a good job. Out of all these other guys, MDB was there. A lot of strong bikes there. So that's why I say Devon's Carter is a new star in JMBR. Came in there winning People's Choice, an outstanding achievement winner, and the dyno winner.
The dyno, yep.
Right? Hats off to you, brother. Congratulations again. Go ahead, Ed.
And then I have the Joey Award. Went to Ken Rosen for his Frank and Brian Bug Flea.
Yeah, I had to.
That's the one with the little tricycle seat.
You know, if somebody were to ask you what's a mini bike and you put that in front of them, they're in, right?
Yeah, that's a mini bike.
That's
a mini bike.
Who else, Ed?
I think that's about it.
I got a few others. We offered a long distance.
I got the Honda.
You want to go with the Honda
Retro?
Yes, that's
winner.
tough.
Say that 5 times real fast.
Where were you going with the Hondo?
All
right, so the Honda Retro.
It was Mike Fonse's Blue Trail 70.
Striking bike.
Yes.
Yeah. See, but there was 2 others that I looked at afterwards and said, well, what about there were so many nice CT70s.
They're all nice.
I mean,
it's hard to choose.
The thing now is I want one. I want to get my 72 back because it had that tube suspension instead of the little fucking nibbler arms. Man, the guy had one with 192 original miles. It's up in Sacramento on Craigslist. And he wanted like $3,800, $4,000. It's still, to me, like I bought mine for $800, put 6 into it, and now they're like 4 or 5 times. It's almost like it's tough to be in that game. Same thing with the Z50s. They're so expensive. People want so much money for these damn things. And they're only worth so much. Like you're not going to spend $1,500 on a basket case, anything, to go spend another $2,000 in.
Yeah, and then you got like $3,500 in it
Into a fucking mini bike. It's like too much.
And then you got to sell it for $2,500.
So we had Coker Tire, and congratulations, Wade Kawasaki is the new owner of Coker Tire, and Wade is not only he had come out to support the event. Wade came out with another beautiful CT70. He had that blue one in the Coker display a couple years ago. He was a generous supplier of a gift certificate for a pair of Coker white walls. They start like at 9-inch and go up. And we're making those available to, and congratulations to Joe Petralia from Arizona, because he was the long distance award winner with that Honda bike. I think Joe brought a couple bikes. So I've got a certificate coming from Coker Tire, as well as a little goodie bag. I also have a goodie bag for Isaiah Gibbs from Coker Tire. We had a little contest with some white wall photo submissions on the Facebook page. So we've got a couple packages going out from Coker Tire. Congratulations again, Joe, on winning the long distance award. And thanks again to all the guys from Arizona. We got their T-shirt up there somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's up there, the Arizona Minibike gang.
It's over by me.
Thanks again for all the guys who rolled out. Chris Sanfilippo was one of our Outstanding Achievement Award winners, Ed, because you can't capture everybody in these identified categories. You've got to have a little bit of a catch-all. And Chris Sanfilippo's Taco, Saul, his cat, that 250, that was an award winner, an Outstanding Achievement Award. Midgie's Street Racer, Midgie Padilla. Thank you again, Midgie, for all you do. Dallas Guffrey, we were talking about him. He's one of the guys from the Arizona gang, that drag bike. He came out with his wife and his son. Had a good time meeting them. What a nice family. And then Charles, Charles, not to be confused with Charles, Charles Gant's Drag Machine. That was an outstanding achievement. And again, that could have been a winner of the drag bike class on its own. Another guy that a case could have been made, came out of nowhere, bringing the heat, Charles Gant. Yeah, the Silver Beast. Congratulations to him. Those are the Outstanding Achievement winners. And then I guess a class, Ed, that could be really probably in some cases the most important is the Young Gun class.
Yeah. Yep. Young Guns.
And one of them particularly was Cato Grant, the young kid.
Cato.
He bought your trail horse, wasn't it?
That trail horse.
How about him with his mom and his brothers? And
Mom was sitting on that bike the whole time.
dude, that was you see the photos of him and his mom?
No.
And then his brother helped us with the awards ceremony. So it was
That Cato kid gets around.
well, look at all these guys. Look at Aaron Munda, our own Aaron Munda, a young gun with the Isuzu Racer.
Oh, that's right. He had his Isuzu.
Yeah. Vin Morelli, you mentioned him earlier. How about Vin Morelli with that Schwinn bike?
That was crazy.
He was, how old was that guy? 18 years old? 16, 17 years old?
Somewhere around there.
When he was walking around doing his walk around with all these old veterans and all those guys were oohing and on, it was fucking amazing, man. Congratulations. That was really nice to see someone so young do such a nice job and be so modest and be so cool by the way that he handled it. It was just nice to see. And then Aaron Munda, that bike ultimately, he's got to dial it up. And we're going to make that like a visual promotional bike for the scleroderma folks. And our goal to bring more attention to that worthy cause. Thank you, all the folks who helped us, who showed up from scleroderma. And thank you for all you did. It was a small crowd. Those guys, sat there for hours, and there wasn't too much happening there. So I know that there's probably a lot of other things you guys could have been doing. So all the more we appreciate it. We didn't have a ton of money. We had a couple $100 or $250 or so, maybe combined a little bit more. We were able to muster up for the cause. And if you'd like to find out more about that, it's scleroderma.org. Also wanted to mention the winner of that. Again, thank you, Rafa, and all the folks over at GTS. Steve Feltz was the winner of that custom roller. That was very cool. That bike got a lot of attention. Also want to congratulate our man, Dane Walton. Dane won the Pioneer Car audio receiver. And
congratulations,
Like,
Dane.
yeah, everybody won. So look, guys, we're going to take a quick time out. We're going to come back with a short second half. Again, it's the Joe's Minibike Reunion podcast, kind of the recap of our event.
Post podcast.
The post-reunion podcast. You got to work on that Honda. It was the Honda. That was tough. So we'll take a quick time out. You may want to do the same. We'll be back for the wrap-up of the show. Congratulations to all of our award winners, and congratulations to just about anybody who came out because, in my view, you're all winners. We'll be right back in a bit. Thanks.
Is your car stereo a little outdated? Don't sell your car. Upgrade it. Get hands-free calling with Android Auto on the new Pioneer Next.
New from the makers of legendary Brake Clean, the Shop Size Brake Clean Pro Series. The larger Pro Size can has 50% more of the brake clean you've trusted for over 47 years. Also available in 3 non-chlorinated formulas.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to Joe's Minibike Reunion podcast. Ed, it's season 3.
Episode 14, I think.
Yeah, we'll just call it the, let's just call it the JMBR post-show recap.
Post-show recap.
Podcast.
Okay.
Honda.
Don't start.
Karen Kraus chimed in. She likes the hats.
Which ones?
Well, the autographed Evil Ed hats.
The blue ones or the one I'm wearing? Oh.
Well, the one you're wearing is not everybody can wear.
Joe's Minibike.
That's a Hall of Fame hat. You're about ready for another one.
I like this one.
All right. So these are the new hats that very few left. This is the, we went Dodger blue this year. Karen also, too bad about your baseball team. That's what she said. Hey, I'm a Yankee
The Dodgers suck when they get into the playoffs.
They do.
They always do.
Well, these are signed hats, so maybe we'll give one of these away as well, Ed.
Okay.
We've got the Pioneer Car Audio receiver that we're going to be giving away. We're looking at some of the comments. A couple things. Charles, Charles, Charles Gant. I have your trophy coming, as well as the Temecula Bob new plaque with this correct spelling, the revised plaques for the vintage class. And I think I had like 2 other screw-ups. But congratulations to you, Charles Gant, for coming on strong. He's talking shit already. Yeah, he's talking shit already about next year. And I hope I didn't get things confused. The Silver Bullet bike, correct me if I'm wrong, that's Charles Gant's bike, not MDB's bike.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, okay. And then also on the drag bike class, it was AB Alfredo Barrios' bike that was the 3rd place winner. I don't know if I mentioned it as Jake Moe's bike, but it was Alfredo's bike. So I'm going through all these papers. I can barely friggin' see. So I apologize for that. I'd like to give some shout-outs if I could, Ed.
Oh, yeah, shout-outs. We need.
How about you? Who do you want to give a shout-out to?
Well, let's see. Karen Kraus, Scott Kursky. He's the one going to fix my floor pan.
Oh, on the new go-kart?
Yeah.
All right.
And Nick Herbert, Justin Eichler, all my OMB pals from back east. You know who you are.
We'll get Justin on the phone in a little while, too.
Oh, okay.
We'll call him up.
Let's see. Minibike Paul, Cliff Judd, so on and so on.
All the usual suspects?
Yeah. You guys know who you are.
Yeah. I'd like to give a couple shout-outs if I could, too. I'd like to begin by giving a shout-out to Myron Bailey.
Oh, yeah.
Myron, rest in peace, your mom, Mrs. Bailey.
Sorry to hear that, Myron.
Yes. I actually had a chance to talk to him on the phone this weekend, and man, his mom was very, very, very well-respected and popular, especially within their local church scene. And, you know, Aretha Franklin died recently. I don't know, she sold her house for like $300,000 in Detroit.
That's
They wouldn't
pretty
get you
good.
shit out here.
No. That's pretty good back there.
But Myron's mom, she was about as popular as Aretha Franklin back there.
Wow.
So he has a big family. And you could tell it took him. But I told him we're going to get him back on the podcast. Try to jump back on that mini bike as quick as he can. It's cold out there now. But Michigan got pot legalized. So all those guys, you can see a big cloud of smoke. So you don't mind if it's nicotine smoke because you're just not a weed smoker. I get it.
I don't smoke weed.
No, you're just a cigarette smoker.
Shouldn't even be smoking that.
Are you doing better? Seems like it. So give a little shout outs. I wanted to start off with Myron and also take some time to recognize Russ Stevens. Now, while I was at SEMA, I was I host this gig, the SEMA Hall of Fame, which is really something I'm really proud of. I'm still waiting for him to kick me out. And I had a chance to see Russ Stevens. And Russ is like the head guy at MSD Ignitions. And I had a chance to spend some time with Wade Kawasaki, who now is the owner of Coker Tire. And it was nice to see that even within our Hall of Fame group, there's like mini bike nuts. I met with George Barris's daughter and her marketing guy, and they knew of the podcast. And she was sending me pictures of her mini bike.
Really?
That her dad has. It's in boxes. It's got all the wheels, the tires, the big box with the frame. And she's always wondered about getting that assembled. I said, let me come and pick it up. I know some guys. We can make that happen. How cool.
I didn't know she was talking to you about anything.
Yeah, and it was
cool.
And in the heat of the moment, while all this big important stuff's going on, when people want to talk about mini bikes, I really minimize it. It just seems so but there again, everybody's got a chord, everybody's got a story about mini bikes. So Russ, a shout out to you. Russ is another one of these guys. He sent me a picture of his bike. I posted it up on Joe's Minibike Reunion Facebook page. Shout out to my man Richard White, Rick Bassett, Christian Nelson, Eric Crobath, Brian McConnell, all of our friends over at American Mini Bikes. We talked about Joe Bercholia earlier, Eric Heineman, Tyler Brooks, Timothy Lytle, Doyle Turner, the Red Man, Amy Garrett, Rick Watson, Tommy Young, David Fortney, my buddy Murray Poff. Murray Poff is the owner of Squeezebox, that modified blue CT70. I met up with him at the Roadkill event out in Detroit during Roadkill. Murray is also probably one of the better known car builders back in that area as well. Nice guy. And he turned me on to a company called Tread Tires, TRED. And not only do they make custom small tire applications, but they customize them too with that. Remember you and I did the lettering?
The lettering?
Yeah, on that Fiberlock bike. So I'm starting to work with those guys. Thanks, Murray, for the tip there. Rush Sapel, my man Clee Turner. Clee Turner's up in NorCal. And one of the only other guys I know that has an Indian papoose.
He has one?
Yeah, but it's an all. He needs some parts, man. He loves that little 5 horsepower sitting up there. He always catches it. Back there, I've got that 4 horsepower, the 8 horsepower, and the 5 horsepower. And Jake Moe and I got something going on. You notice that the Temecula Bob Cruiser's not here. You'll notice there's another engine that's missing. So we got something going on because the next time we're out at AV. In fact, their ride's coming up. When is their ride, Ed?
The 19th, I think.
Antelope Valley ride is 12/16.
The 16th?
Yeah, and then the Granada Hills ride. We tried to get Jack Boyd on the phone earlier, but we were unable to get him. The 818, that's this coming Saturday, I believe. Let me get the date on that one. It's the Granada Hills Christmas Parade. You can ride your bike. For more information, you can check out Jack at atlassecurity.com. You can phone him at 818-769-0395, extension 5. It is Sunday, December the 2nd. Meet up at 12 o'clock. You must be there at 12 o'clock, but you need to get a hold of Jack beforehand. Again, it's Jack Boyd. You can reach him at jack@atlassecurity.com. If you want to ride your bike in your SoCal in the Granada Hills area, Evil Ed and I are going to try to be there. They're expecting
I had fun last time, even though I did get towed.
Yeah, but it was inevitable. Like I said, it's one of those things. If we're not towing our bikes, we're going to be towing somebody else. Hey, you brought up something today. Our buddy Chip Foose lost his dad, huh?
Yeah, Sam Foose died.
So our condolences to Chip and his family. One of the photos that I posted up on our Facebook podcast promo prior to the show, like the last post, there's a Chip's Tacos in there.
Yeah.
Remember, yeah, we had that out at the first Joe's Minibike Reunion. I want to also give a shout out to we got a lot of dead pets. Unfortunately, you lost Peanut, right?
Lost Peanut.
And then Brad Demoisey lost Lily, his dog. Which was
I saw that on.
You know, so I hate that part. You know, it's like I felt worse over losing pets than most people. You know, it's just one of those things. So we reach out to the E in typical fashion. He made a better tombstone than I'm going to have when I'm dead for this thing, and it's tough. What are you going to do about it? Are you going to replace him quick, or are you going to let some time go by? Yeah.
Almost got a dog.
Wow. You were in the deep recovery mode. Well, I bet Brad's probably thinking the same thing. You know, it's nothing to go get another pup really quick. You know, and whatever, and I don't want to make light of it because it does suck, whether it's a little one of these guys or one of these big guys. It don't matter. How's Loca doing, your dog, that crazy bastard?
She's still
a crazy bitch, actually, right?
Yeah, she's still crazy.
Yeah, we miss her.
She goes to the dog park, and she's fine around all the dogs. And we'll leave, and she'll stick her head out the window of the truck, and every dog she sees, she starts barking and going crazy.
So she's like,
but then she goes to the dog park, she's fine.
A lot of these,
Like, what the hell?
A lot of these Facebook tough guys are the same way, huh?
Oh, man. What are you doing? You don't own this area. That dog's walking down the street. He owns it more than you. What are you doing?
This sounds like a conversation you're having with the dog, though. That's the scary part. I can hear you talking to the dog like that.
Yeah. What are you doing? Driving. What are you doing?
Does she like the new truck?
Yeah.
Good. So, just back to this quick. We'll finish up here. I want to give a couple shout outs. Mike Draughton. Mike just found out about the podcast. He's out there in Arizona. It's a small world. You know, you got guys that are really into mini bikes that still haven't heard about us. That's kind of promising for us. You know, we still have a lot of folks that are yet to be aware of what's happening over here at JMBR. We gave I want to give a couple shout outs to Bob G, my man from Daytona Beach, a good buddy of mine. Haven't seen him in a long time. Hope he's doing well. Kevin Ostie Kevin's in the Midwest now. I think he's a Chi-Town guy. Kevin joined me as a co-host for the SEMA Cruise this year, which was the Friday, the last day of the SEMA show. It's the exit parade, which leads to SEMA Ignited. And I had been hosting the cruise solo for quite a few years, and it was nice to have not only some help, but such a cool guy. Kevin and I go back to the old Peterson days, and Kevin was one of those guys where he had his own mission in mind as well. He worked to launch Hot Rod TV. He then went on to work for himself, created V8 TV. He's an avid car guy, but he knows his shit. And admittedly, you know, I can tell you most basic stuff about the cars, but he's me times 50, you know, and it's so nice to have that guy with that depth of knowledge. And, you know, he can tell if it's a 66 or 7 because of the taillight or the fin shape, you know, and I don't go that. I was more of a sports guy and became, you know, I'd like cars, but if given the choice, I would go to the Yankee game versus the car show. You know, and in upstate New York, it wasn't as if there was a lot of cool events for cars. There wasn't a lot of exposure. It wasn't until I got really to Daytona Beach, and that was the time when it was the Burt Reynolds Trans Am time, and people were driving their cars on the beach. So that's when I really started to get into cars. But anyways, I got off a little bit on that. I want to also give a shout out to and wish a happy birthday to my niece, Brianna. She is just turned 25 years old. God bless her. And I don't know, Ed, I had a few more things, but let's see if we can get our man Justin Eichler on the phone.
You think he'll answer?
How about, why don't you, I'll let you take over. I'd be really curious, Ed, why he didn't drop off your go-kart. No, just kidding. Why, or what he thought of the event, and if he had a good time. That's it. And what we could maybe do to improve. Or who knows, maybe he just liked everything. We'll hit him. This is Justin Eichler. Justin is a collector extraordinaire. He is really active on the buying and selling segment of this mini bike industry. He's our next Taco Bill. He's up in Oregon. The connections are pretty bad up there.
Do my podcast.
Hey, Justin, it's Joe and Evil Ed. How are you, brother?
Good. How are you?
I'm not too bad. We were just your name came up quite a few times. Were your ears ringing?
No, I was watching the show.
What's up, Justin?
What's up, Ed?
Joe wants to know why you didn't drop my go-kart off.
See, now you're going to lose him.
Hello?
See?
Hello?
You guys there?
Yeah.
Hey, Justin, can you hear us?
Yeah, I'm in the woods.
Oh, hey, what are you up to? I mentioned earlier you don't mind. We told everybody that you're up in Oregon. Is that okay?
Yeah, it's cool.
What are you doing up there? Picking or just visiting or what?
Just working.
Are you working as in working or working as in buying and picking?
Working as in working.
Ed was talking about the go-kart, the Bonanza go-kart. I actually saw a picture. Very cool of you to make him aware of what's out there and kind of turn him on to the deal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
He
No worries, Ed.
he needs another project like he needs a hole in his head, though, you know?
I'm sorry, one more time?
He needs another project like he needs a hole in his head.
Yeah, don't we all?
So Ed was giving you a little shit earlier, Justin. Did you hear him?
Yeah, saying that I should have dropped it off.
Did you hear my response?
Yeah, no, I didn't get that one.
I said, hey, look, he's probably in the car there. Ed mentioned you had a few other people with you. It's like they don't want to stop anywhere. They just want to.
They're going to Evil Ed's house.
Everybody wants to go home.
They're going to Evil Ed's house.
He did the heavy lifting. He found the thing for you, right? It's like, come to fucking Huntington Beach and pick it up.
Sure.
What else did you find when you were up there? What have you run across recently?
I bought a couple choppers here recently. I got Nick a rug cart.
Nick Herbert.
What else? I got myself a couple tacos.
How'd you like the Joe's Minibike Reunion?
I'm sorry?
How'd you like the Joe's Minibike Reunion?
Oh, that was awesome. That was really cool. Got to meet up with a bunch of cool friends, and my buddy Kyle came down. And you got to see a bunch of sweet bikes and meet some other friends.
You got a couple
time.
awards. You got a couple awards.
Yeah, I've got some parts.
No, you got a couple of awards.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yep.
Justin, that was very nice of you to not only come out, but to spend some time and host Kyle. I know in addition to coming to the rainy regions of La Crescenta that Saturday, you guys had a chance to kind of make the rounds. Without too many details, what were you guys up to when you and Kyle were kind of hanging out prior to the show?
We stopped by Joe Ravello's taco shop. We rummaged through Max. We hung out with George.
What did Kyle
I think we took a day off and put together the taco that we brought up there.
Yeah, didn't you take him to the beach or something too? That was pretty cool.
Yeah, we rode the mini bikes down to the beach and watched the sunset, burned one, and that was cool.
Yeah, that was very nice. That's kind of like being an ambassador, when these guys come out there, because I'm sure that many of the guys who come out have certain expectations, and it seems like you helped him meet everyone that he had. He probably had a great time. That was really nice of you to do that.
Yeah, I hope he comes again. He was definitely good company.
In a similar fashion, Ian Cordova hosted Colin Smith, and that was nice too. Colin came all the way out from the southeast, and I know he recently took ownership of a bike that Jake built, and he's been dying to come out and meet everybody. So it was nice to see Colin come out. Him and Kyle. I probably should have done. We did a long distance award for Joe. We probably should have fucking done a long. In fact, maybe we'll still have a chance to do that. I want to apologize again for the fact that we didn't have the correct vintage class trophies to give to you, Justin. I had a couple typos and snafus that I'm working with, so we haven't forgot about that. We've got you on that list. I was curious to have you on the show because I know that you're a true reflection of an enthusiast in this mini bike hobby of ours, and having you come out and attend the show and meet some of the people, despite the fact that it was about a third of the size. I hope that you had a good time, and I was curious about whether or not you did. And as we go forward, hopefully have you not only come on back, but if you'd like to be involved in a bigger capacity, you can do that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely working on some other bikes to bring out there, and hopefully everybody has a chance to come out here from other states and spectate or bring a bike or whatnot.
So when are you coming back to SoCal?
I think I'll be back there for Christmas time.
Good, man. Well, do you want to give anybody a shout out before we let you get back to your evening tonight, Justin?
Yeah. Moms, pops, my brother and sister. I've got a buddy in Eric who's been helping me out find some bikes. Kyle in Nebraska. What's up to Ed, of course. Nick.
Hey, give everybody an idea. How many bikes are you up to now?
Jesus, I've lost count.
Come on.
well over 100, that's for sure.
Well over 100. That's going to be. Look, you're going to be saying well over several hundred at the pace that you're going. I know that he sent me a couple teasers of some CR400s.
Yeah.
And
I've got at home. I've got some other choppers that are in transit.
I think choppers are the way to go. We only had a couple of them that came to the show this year. They always get the attention. It's kind of like a supermodel and a puppy when you roll out with a chopper, you know?
Yeah, just waiting for those hard tacos, those super red ones to pop up that I don't have. And in the meantime, I figured I still got to fill that void of getting a new bike.
I have a picture of a taco, a real early one. Like, what taco was that I sent you a picture of?
That was a taquito.
The taquito. And I sent it to everyone that I know likes tacos. I go, look what I just ran across for $100. He's like, oh, sell it to me. I go, no, I'm pulling your leg.
My MO is that like at some point I'm just going to give him that fucking raw tone, but I'm just going to break his balls for a few more years. Justin, hey, Justin, have you been collecting T-shirts along the way too?
I'm sorry, one more time?
Have you been collecting mini bike T-shirts along your travels as well?
Yeah, I've got a few of them, not too many cool ones. I've got, the typical taco, and I've got the couple ones that you've given me, and I don't know. I haven't really gone any of those other mini bike rides and stuff like that because I'm always out here in Oregon during all those events.
Well, Vinny from Vinny's Minis did a little video of his T-shirt collection, most of which we had a chance of sending to him. And it's like, you know what? I had quite a few of them myself. It's I think we'll have a little fun doing that. Maybe we'll do a little contest with mini bike T-shirts. And if you find anything worth buying that's mini bike apparel related, like you give Eds these little heads up photos, let me know. I'd be willing to buy some of these rare T-shirts if you find any of them in your travels, Justin. And thanks for being on the podcast. Have a great rest of the year. Have a great Christmas with your family. Say hi to your family for me and Ed as well. And we'll hopefully have a chance to see you, I don't know, sometime in the new year. Probably see you at Max, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll see you guys at Max. You guys have yourself a good rest of the evening. Enjoy the rest of the show.
There he is.
All right, Justin. I'll talk to you later.
All right. Take care, Ed.
Okay. Bye.
There he is. Justin Eichler.
Nice
Justin, just
kid,
another one.
Nice kid.
Oh, yeah. He says 100 bikes. He's full of shit. I know how many bikes he has. He has more than 100 bikes over there. You know, right? Every time I see pictures of him, he's posting there's 100 bikes.
He's got them spread out everywhere, too.
Yeah, well, I was thinking about some things after the event, Ed, and it's only because, look, if it didn't rain, I wouldn't even be having these thoughts. But when it does rain, you start to wonder, it's like, well, gee, is the event too late in the year?
It was only that, one time.
And that's it.
That's the day it picked.
And that's it. And, you can't knee jerk because I like that time of the year. I wonder how I would be if it was 100 degrees out. It's like then you have that complete opposite. But it definitely affected us. And, I don't worry too much about that because it's free to come to the event. There's no expectations of a paid gate. The sponsors who pay us to be involved in some capacity, it's not a huge amount of dollars, so you don't have to worry about not delivering to the sponsors. What you really ultimately want to make sure is that the people that came had a good time, and I think that we did that. So
everyone had a good time despite the rain.
Yeah.
The Arizona boys did.
Yep. A lot of the out-of-towners had a good time. A lot of the local guys who came out. And it was one of those things where as the day went on, it got progressively nicer. I want to thank particularly some of the folks that went a little bit above and beyond. Thank you, Ed, for all your help over the year. Emmanuel, same to you. Linda, boom, boom. Obviously, you know, she allows me to do all this stuff and tolerates all my madness. Nikole did a great job. I want to thank the folks who came out to help again. AJ Russo, my man Ira Gabriel came out. Mikey was busy, but Mikey's usually out there helping. Same thing with Brian. You know, they got lives to live. You know, Mike's selling real estate and trying to sell houses, and Brian's got kids to raise. So he came out. Brian and Sophie came out. Good to see them. Peter from SEMA came out. That was very nice. I was gushing over the fact that the Honda guys were there, but I want to thank Darlene and all the folks from Honda of Glendale. They continue to be a supporter of the show. Our local sponsors at Campbell Automotive. Tommy was out there, and they've supported us over the years, not only helping me store my stuff there, but have a safeguard for some of the bikes over the years. And they've helped me in so many ways. We appreciate that. They're also the place where folks can go save like $5. So we've been doing that since the first Joe's Minibike Reunion. We really appreciate that. And I want to thank all the spectators who came too. There's some local folks. I have one guy, Tom Hay, who is a local. He's a big shot over at Entertainment Tonight, and he's a diehard automotive enthusiast. He doesn't miss an event, any event. He's really into Triumph motorcycles, and he has not missed one of our shows. And there's certain little examples of things that make, I guess, this a success for me. And Tom's another one of those guys who, you know, when Tom showed up at the mini bike show, it's like, all right, you know. So thank you, Tom, for your ongoing support as well as everybody else. I think we'll probably have one more podcast this year, and then we'll probably be done till next year. We'll let E figure that out. Maybe we'll do some kind of a Christmas podcast where we'll bring in some folks. I've had a couple guests that I wanted to bring in over the last 2 or 3 years, which for whatever reason we haven't had the chance to do that. So if we can find a guest or two that may be available, it's tough during the holidays. We'll have some guests on the show, and we'll do what we can to give away some prizes. And speaking of Ed, the winner of the Pioneer receiver this year goes to Charles Gant. Charles.
Congratulations, Charles.
Congratulations, Charles. It's the Pioneer receiver, adaptable for Pandora, Spotify. It's got Bluetooth. It's got everything in there, complete with Android. Charles, this is yours. Send me a PM and we'll get it out to you immediately. Ed, I don't know what you've got planned, but I'll hopefully see you at this weekend at the upcoming 818 mini bike ride.
Yeah, I forgot all about it.
Yeah, so check that out. I'm gonna ride the chopper, and I've got hopes that it's not going to be rainy out, and if it is, well, I don't know. We'll wait and see. And if not, maybe we'll plan on seeing if we can get out to that Watts ride. I know it's going to be a busy time for you, but if you get the chance to do that, if not, you may want to find yourself checking out Rye. He was on the podcast earlier, all the details for that upcoming event. This is Joe from Joe's Minibike Reunion. I want to thank everybody for listening, and we'll be announcing on the Facebook page probably within the next week or two the final podcast for the year. Thanks, everybody, for all your support. I want to thank our sponsors, Pioneer, CRC. I also want to thank folks over at GTS Hobby, F&B Racing as well. And if I forgot about you, American Honda, Campbell Automotive. Over the years as well, our podcast sponsors from Go Power Sports, Studs Hardware have been big suppliers for the show, Steady Garage. And how could I forget our friends over at Small Engine Cams, Tim Iskey. I haven't talked to Tim in a little bit of a while. Hope he's doing good. And anybody else that's a sponsor would like to find out more about being a sponsor, there's some information at the end of the show. Have a good night, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Joe's Minibike Show.